Hey everyone, I'm Pankaj Rai, and in this tutorial, I'm going to talk about Kotlin. If you haven't checked out the previous video which I've uploaded for the Kotlin basics, then I do recommend it to check out. I've given a link in the description below. So let's start with few more topics of Kotlin. So let's start with control flow. Now the first thing is, what is control flow? Control flow is like you can control the flow using if else. You can continue, like you can add for loops, while, do while, all sort of things you can do with the control flow. So let me start with if else. In Kotlin, if and else is an expression, which means that you can write something like if number is greater than 10, where you can define say number as 5, then return 0, else return 1. Now this line means that if number is greater than 10, which is not true because 5 is not greater than 10, so this will return 1. And you can collect the return value by assigning it to an object, say like a result. The best of all here is, because it is in a if else, and if you don't want to have an else part, you just want to have if, then you could avoid writing this part also, and just like a traditional way of writing it, you can have like result equals to 0, where you have to declare this value beforehand. I could say like the negative value initially. So by this way, it gives you control over the way you are using if else with Java, and with Kotlin, it gives you an even better way so that you can return value. So this was a short introduction you can say about the if else, because there's nothing much to cover with if else. It's same old concept of Java. The only added functionality here is that now it has a capability to return the value from the if and the else block. Now let me talk about when. This is really an exciting concept of Kotlin. There's nothing called as switch case unlike Java. Here we have when. But when have a lots of capability as compared to switch case. Let me tell you that. So say you have a number again. This number is say 10, and now you have a number here. Now what it does is that whatever object which you are giving here, it will try to find out the equivalent values here. So I could say like 5, then do something, 10, then again do certain things. So in short, this is equivalent to num equals to 5, because num is already provided here, so you can leave writing it here. But there's one more good advantage here. Say that if I want to have same logic, if number is 5 and 10, then why should I write it 2 times? So what I could do is like comma 10. So what it means is that for this different number which should have a same logic, now I can club all of them just by using comma operator. The best of all here is the range operator. Say that I want to do certain things if the number belongs from 1 to 100, and others if it is 100 to 100. What should I do is like 0 to 100, then do certain things. In 0 to 100, and if it is in 100, 1 to 200, do other things. So now you have a concept of range right in when, where you need have to write this that many number of times, so you can avoid writing for loop or other cases here, because with when you get this advantage that if the number is falling in between the particular range, then do certain activities, else do some other things. Not just this, you can have a reverse of it. Say that I do not want this in 0 to 100, then I could have like a not in 0 to 100. So by this way, if this number is not in 0 to 100, it will execute this block. But only this much is not the functionality of when. You can also take away the object from here. And by this way, it acts like a normal if conditional branch, where you can specify, say, number is greater than 10 or 15. So this is exactly equivalent to if condition. Now you can provide those sort of conditions right in when. One concept was you have a common object and you just want to check for the equality. Then you have taken it out to the parameter. But if this is not true, you want to do more than that, then you can completely avoid giving a parameter to this and bring it down like this, where you can say like number not in 100 to 2000. So by this way you can use number like this, or if you have like a common objective of this, like num is being used all over the places, then you can have it as a parameter. But how about if none of them matches? Then what should we do? For switch case we had default. Here we have something called as else. So else is a block which get executed if none of the condition matches. And again, in Kotlin, most of the things are expression. If is expression, when is also an expression, which means that you can return a value from when in same way as you're returning with if else. I could say something like this, where whatever value I'll give here, that will be returned to this object. I could say like, I could say, I could say like true or false or false. So by this way, because of these objects, they are of Boolean type, this will also be of Boolean type. One thing to remember is that if you are trying to use when as an expression, then it is mandatory to give else block. Otherwise it will give you an error, because if these branches got exhaustive, then what value should return, it doesn't understand that. And that's the important reason that you should specify else block. So that's it in this video, and in the next video I'm going to talk about the for loops, while, do while loops in Kotlin. So if you have liked this video, then hit the like button and do subscribe this channel so that you'll get a notification for the next video. Thank you.